Blazer fans, welcome to another episode of the Blazer Victory Podcast, episode number 74. This is your co-host, John Duncan, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Steve Irvine. Hey, Steve, that was fun Saturday afternoon, wasn't it, in Bartow?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, that's I tell you what, you want to write a script for how they can win this tournament, they win this conference tournament. You just use that script that they used on Saturday. I mean, that was quite a performance, against a good team, and it was such a team win. There's so many
Yes.
guys that just stepped up and. I don't want to say stepped out of themselves because they're, certainly capable of all of them capable of the way they played, but there's so many guys just played well, down the line. And so, I keep that script and let's keep doing that.
Definitely. UAB was able to get the double-digit victory over Louisiana Tech Saturday afternoon in Bartow, 87-74, and also picking up another road win, 81-68, this past Wednesday night in Hattiesburg over the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. And Steve, I tweeted this, kind of right after the game Saturday. That's 4 wins in the row to end the regular season. That's, really playing the best basketball you played all year, especially Saturday in Bartow against Louisiana Tech. But you beat your rival, Louisiana Tech, sweep them, 2 times in the 2021-2022 regular season. And you just hit on it, Steve. This team is playing well, as a team. And it's not just the Jelly Walker show. Yeah, he was still the leading scorer both nights. But I mean, other guys stepped up, and I just, we talked last week's episode about Trey Jemison, but man, he, Lofton still had his share of points Saturday, but I'm telling you, man, Trey Jemison is coming on strong, and he's probably playing the best basketball I've seen him play in a green and gold uniform.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, his offensive performance, on Saturday was, we don't see that a lot, from what he did Saturday, but he's capable of it, certainly. I mean, he showed he was. But, I just, the only thing I didn't like that I hated, and I didn't like, but I hated that he didn't get double-digit rebounds
For the
again.
first time in a while, yeah.
Just missed it. I just thought, and, the one thing I thought he played really, really well defensively against, a really tough guy to play, Lofton ended up getting some numbers, but he had to work, man. And, I really thought that Jemison, if you could get that from him offensively, particularly because, he's done what he did defensively and on the boards before, and now he's struggled at times defensively too. So, it's not just kind of overlook that, but I mean, he's so physical and so athletic, that that's what you want from him.
Yeah, and I think he's getting more confident too. You look at him down low, especially on the offensive, going up, dunking it. I mean, hey, those dunks may not be as clean as we'd like it to be, but hey, he's getting it in there. So
yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, you keep that up, where you get that, inside outside element of it,
yes.
And it's huge. I mean, and you're right. I mean, I think the confidence that he's playing with right now is, kind of off the charts, and that's huge going forward, and I mean, if you tell me right now he's going to be, 8 for 9, 9 for 10, 7 for 8, whatever, in that range in the conference tournament, and I'm telling you right now, they're going to win the thing.
There's no doubt.
I really think if he gives you that, and obviously there's got to be some pieces around him when they're shooting the ball as well as they're shooting right. When Ertl, see, that's the thing about this. When for a while it was hard. Couldn't really figure out. Guys were struggling to find their role, sort of thing. And now, I mean, everybody seems to have their role when they're shooting well. I mean, if Ertl shoots like he shot this week, there's another piece. You tell me he does that, there's another piece I say they're going to win this thing. So just kind of go down the list. Quan Jackson is just Quan Jackson. I mean, he's every night. He's going to go out. Now he's struggling a few games. I mean, obviously, would love to see him have a little more against in that North Texas game, but for the most part, because of the way he plays within himself and lets his defense create what he does offensively. Um, he's gonna be there every night. Jelly's gonna, Jelly has something. I thought Jelly really played within himself this week.
He did.
Particularly against Louisiana Tech. And, I thought he really played within himself, and that was huge to see. So I mean, there's just a lot of pieces. You're not, disappointed in the week that Lovin had and didn't seem to find.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the thing is, he is still capable and has proven capable of taking over.
Right.
So I guarantee you, if they find a way to win this thing, I think in one of those 3 games in the tournament, it's going to be Taven Love's night.
Yeah.
When it is, I don't know. But I really think that, he's so proven capable of just taking over that I really think in the tournament, if they find a way to win, we're going to look back on it and go, that was his game right there. So, that's going to be good. But I just think they need contributions throughout, like they got Saturday. I mean, hey, Tony coming, he didn't play a whole lot, but he
that
made
key block he had. Yeah. Key block.
So. Yeah, I mean, he played a minute, but he made that minute memorable.
Yes.
And I think that's the key to this thing. That's kind of like, we think back to that Western Kentucky game. Justin Brown didn't play a lot, but he had a memorable role in that game, as big a role as anybody, as big a shot as anybody in that game. So I think that's what it's going to take too. These guys, Ronji Gordon has had times where he's done that, and so I think that's what it's going to take to win this thing. Is not only the guys that have been giving you stuff, a lot of minutes and that type of thing. It's going to take some of the other guys having, those moments, and come in and make an impact no matter what you play. That's what I loved about Tony. He played a minute, but in that minute we had something to talk about.
Yes.
And that's what it takes. If you play 2 minutes, give me 2 minutes of something to talk about.
Right.
And obviously the guys are going to play more minutes too, but that was the cool thing about Saturday. I thought. I mean, there was a couple of those type of performances where you just you can talk about them. So it was fun. I mean, it was fun to watch. I'm sure it was fun to be on that court. And
yes,
big win.
And I don't know if you heard, but Beauregard T. Rooster made his first appearance in Birmingham for 30 years.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I don't know whose idea that was, but I think anything. I'm a big fan of embracing your past.
Yes.
And even if your past is even if you're not the biggest fan of that part of your past, when within a program. But I thought that was really neat. I thought that was great, and to me it's along the same lines as wearing the Birmingham jerseys.
Yes.
It's the same thing. You need to embrace this. And I think that's great about having Andy Kennedy. I mean, he knows what he's embracing. He didn't have to have a history lesson when he got on campus. Like, okay, here's what it's all about. He knows, and so yeah, but that was cool. That was a good sight.
Yes, and also, more importantly too, it was senior night, and I mean, you already mentioned, Mike Ertl and Quan Jackson. Definitely, going to miss those guys. Also, Justin Brown, even though he didn't get on the scoreboard, as you just mentioned, has had really a key role, coming off the bench and hit some key shots throughout the season, but especially going back to the night in Bowling Green where he was able to hit that clutch 3 to help lead to Jelly's game-winning 3. So definitely going to miss all 3 of those guys. But what a night, man! And going back to Ertl, Steve, what a week he's had. He had 20 points in both games, and I don't know, for those that don't remember, last year, really the last week or week and a half was really when Ertl started to find his groove, and starting to get those 20 plus point games. And this is where you want him to start getting that groove again, and he is. And he had a good tournament last year in the Conference USA tournament. Quan Jackson seems that he's hitting on all cylinders as usual. And we've already hit on Trey Jemison, Ronji Gordon. We're going to need to get some key minutes out of him. especially if we can't get LeBlanc back. And I know that I still don't know for sure if we'll be able to get him back this week or not. But regardless, going to need Ranji to play some more minutes. But definitely like the way that everybody is playing on this team. Steve, I, I know we really don't need to hit on our Wednesday night's game against Southern Miss, because I mean, really UAB handled business. Yeah, they got kind of lackadaisical in the second half and kind of messed around, but I mean, UAB was able to get at Hattiesburg and clinch that quarterfinal spot, which, last week we kind of talked about. It was still kind of up in the air if do they just need to win Wednesday to get that bye, get the double bye, and they ended up able to get that double bye. So I don't know, man. I'm just so proud of this team, and I'm just so proud of the way that Kennedy has them playing right now. And all it takes, man, just 3 more wins, and we can go dancing. And this team can do it.
They can. I mean, they certainly can. Certainly have shown the capability, though, of an early exit too. I mean,
Yeah.
but I do think that this is a different time of year. This is a bunch of guys who have played a lot of college basketball. Not necessarily together, but they play a bunch of guys that played a lot of college basketball. I think that I think they have what it takes to win this thing. Now, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
And then, certainly it's no given, but I think if they stay together and play together, I think that they have a chance, a good chance. I mean, obviously they have a good chance, but it's just going to take the old survive in advance type mentality. You got to worry about the first one, whether it be, I mean, I suspect it'll be FAU, and we'll talk about that, our next one. But I suspect it will. But whoever it is, you got to go out and pretty much take care of yourself first, and keep playing defense. You got to avoid the turnovers. I mean, I think that's when obviously when they're at their best is when they're not when they're creating turnovers and not turning the ball over themselves, which that's not a real genius statement there.
But still,
of course, but I mean, but I think that they're really built like that, and so go out and let your defense turn into offense, and shoot the ball well, and shoot the ball with confidence. That's one thing I love about Ertl.
yes.
Ertl, I guess love hate about Ertl. He's going to keep shooting.
Shoot or shoot, man.
Yeah, and that's what he does. And at times it's maddening when he's going through some things, but then you see weeks like this week, and you go, okay, I get it. Because you got to shoot yourself out of this thing, out of this slump. And if you have, and obviously when he's on, that's just so huge for this offense. Or this team, just to create it. And, I just, he'll come down, and he'll pull up. I mean, he doesn't always wait. And so, but I think that's big. And I think that but again, there's so many other pieces. That's what's good about this is there's so many. Well, the two things. First is they build off defense. So even if your offense isn't going, you have a chance. As long as they play defense, they have a chance. Now, the games they lost that were head scratchers were they didn't play well defensively. And that there's no mystery. When you don't play well defensively, you're not. You're going to struggle, and you're going to have some times. But just like where they're at right now, like where they're at. And one thing I like about it too is in these 4 games. It's not like it's been easy, and that's the one thing I like is they had to fight and have some grit, really in all 4. Maybe not the Southern Miss game, but the other 3 definitely.
Yeah.
And they weren't pretty in some of them. And obviously Saturday was pretty darn pretty. But the other ones weren't. But I think that helps you stay grounded a little bit. You see that it's not. I mean it's. We see the I use 2000. What was it? 16 is a good example. I mean when they were playing at such a high level at the end of the year. Well, really throughout the year, but just killing people, and obviously beat Western Kentucky bad in that last game, and it was almost came too easy. And then when they got slugged in the mouth in that first round game, they had a hard time figuring out what to do. But when you kind of have to, fight your way and kind of at times slop your way through some wins here, it keeps you grounded a little bit, and I think that's important at this time of year. I mean, because you're going to get hit now. You're in this tournament. There's going to be one game, where you get hit and you have to decide whether you're just going to curl up or you're going to fight your way out of it. I mean, that's just, you look at almost all these tournament runs, and there's a game where it's tough, man. And so I don't know. Again, we like where they're at right now, and let's roll them out there and put that curtain up and go.
Put the curtain up and go. Oh, can't wait to be done with this. One thing I do want to hit on, Steve, though, that I did, notice going back in Hattiesburg was the free throw shooting. UAB was 5 of 14 from the line, 35.7%. Now, luckily, it really didn't matter because UAB won that game handily anyway. But you look at Saturday, and it's just a total flip. UAB 13 of 15 from the free throw line for 86.7%, and that's I mean, I don't know if UAB can do that every game, but if UAB can get, hit 70% of your free throws, then, I definitely like our chances, as well in the tournament, because it's not going to be in Bartow, man. You just mentioned it. It's going to be in front of that big old curtain. So you're going to have to hit those free throws, man.
But you have to take the mentality that you do have to do that every game.
Yeah, you do.
You have to take that mentality that you've got to be, 13 and 15, 14 and 15, 15 and 15, whatever it may be, if you're going to win these games, because if you struggle, I don't care who you are, in this conference, if you struggle from the free throw line, you're going to have a hard time winning.
And we know that, Steve. You go back.
Oh yeah, we know it
Texas
well too well. Yeah, and really, know it from the other side too. From the good side and the bad side of that. But it's you've got to take the mentality of you've got to shoot free throws well. If not, it's going to bite you. And like you say, we know it. Plenty of people do know it, and so the good thing is they're capable. This is a pretty good free throw shooting team when they're shooting like they're capable.
Yeah.
So just got to do that. Can't have one of those games where you shoot, where you miss your first 7. You just can't. I mean, that's just, you can't give away points at this time. Once you get to the one and done thing, you can't give away points. And so that's going to be key.
Definitely. And for those of you that have not had a chance to look at the Conference USA bracket, other than UAB having to play late at night Thursday, I actually really like where UAB is positioned on this bracket. As Steve mentioned earlier, UAB is going to play Thursday night at 8:30, and they'll get the winner of either FAU or UTSA Southern Miss. So FAU will play the winner of the UTSA Southern Miss game Wednesday night, and then UAB will get the winner of the FAU in that game Thursday night. And we'll definitely be back Thursday morning to preview that game and get you guys ready for the quarterfinal action at the Star in Frisco. And Steve, this is actually almost a record for us. We're actually under 20 minutes, so this is perfect podcast recording for us heading into this little tournament series we're going to do.
Yeah, good work. Yeah, because you know me, I tend to ramble, so good work.
Well, all right, guys. Well, again, great way to end the regular season. Gives UAB's got great momentum heading into Frisco, Texas this week at the Star. We hope that the curtain will be good to our Blazers. We know we've got a bunch of you guys that listen to the Blazer Victory podcast that will be out there. Definitely wish you guys safe travels and hope that we'll be able to do, more than one episode as we do this little tournament series. So, because Steve and I are very much looking forward to it.
Yeah. Let's stay away from the Mike Davis plan.
Don't let him on the plane. Yeah, please don't let him on the plane.
Yeah.
But as always,
I love
guys,
Mike Davis. Mike Davis is one of my favorite people, but let's just stay away from that plan.
Yeah, fun guy, but had a bad record of conference tournaments, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But as always, guys, hey, if you're not subscribed to the podcast, please go ahead and hit that follow or subscribe button, whether that's on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to us right now. And please, hey, if you're heading down to Frisco, tell other UAB fans in attendance about the podcast. And after the W, hopefully tell them to, hey, look forward to a new episode the next morning in their feed. But as always, guys, we appreciate every single one of you, and go Blazers.